Hi, welcome to Ritualistically. If you're new here, my name is Mo, and I'm your host. This is where I pour tea, coffee, water, wine, or sometimes nothing, whatever the day calls for. I shuffle tarot cards, I cast astrology charts, and I tell you a story. And today's story, it's going to be a 3-part series, so stick with me because you need to hear all of it. Part 1 is a tarot reading that started it all. That's what we're going to do today. Part 2 is the demons we don't see that self-sabotages. Part 3 is the final lesson in how to take control. So let's get into it. The eclipse that we just had on March 14th was an exorcism. The lunar eclipse we just experienced, absolutely an exorcism. It was supposed to clear out the shit you don't even know is inside of you. The beliefs, the patterns, the subconscious programming that has kept you stuck. And here's the thing, you didn't have to be aware of it for it to happen. But now that it's past, you need to understand what it did. So today's first reading is the Spark of Hope. I sat down with my cards like I always do, and at first it was beautiful. Temperance, balance, healing, finding the perfect blend. The World, completion, something coming full circle. The Page of Pentacles, announcing something new, a new opportunity. The Two of Cups, alignment. The right connections, the right partnerships. The Six of Pentacles, the balance of giving and receiving. And the Ten of Pentacles, legacy, wealth, something that lasts. Now, that should have been the end of it, right? A message of hope, stability, success. But then I asked a question. If this is true, then why do we always experience a trickle instead of a flood? And that's when the demons showed up. What if we didn't realize this eclipse was an exorcism? Maybe you didn't feel it. Maybe you didn't do any rituals. Maybe you had no idea that eclipse energy was trying to clear you out. So now, what do? Well, first understand this. Eclipse energy doesn't hit in a single day. It ripples. Think of it like dropping a massive stone into the ocean of your consciousness. At first, the waves move fast and strong. Then they slow down and spread out. And eventually they reach every corner of your inner world. This one eclipse is sending out ripples that will carry through to the next 6 months. That means you still have time. But listen, sooner is better than later. If you didn't exorcise the demons during the eclipse, start now. Here's a simple eclipse exorcism ritual. This is not complicated. This is not fancy, but this is necessary. Find a body of water, a lake, a river, the ocean, a pond, whatever is closest to you. Hold a pebble in your hand. You don't need to write anything on it. Speak this intention over it. I am releasing all of the programming that is embedded in my deepest unconscious self, exorcising it out of me. I will no longer embrace a program of scarcity, failure, disappointment, or loss. This is no longer my reality. Those are my words. You can choose your words. Then take that pebble and drop it into the water. Fling it out. Let it sink. Let it go. Watch the ripples. If you don't live near a body of water, well, take a ride and make the effort. This is about showing yourself and the universe that you are ready to release. Then afterwards, return home and cleanse yourself. If you have moon water, take a shower and pour it over your head in the shower. If you don't, just use water with intention. Say, I cleanse myself of the old programs, the old patterns, the old beliefs. They no longer have a place in my being. Again, use your own words. For those who want a full ceremony, if you're like me, you might want something extra. And here's what I do. I brew a tea blend. I use my Ghost 13 blend, which cleans out spiritual clutter. That was the intention of my crafting it, was for it to cleanse out all that inner clutter and to help support me as I did that. Now, I like to light a single tea light. I spritz my room with my Florida Juju water. I just made this. It's a fresh batch. I'd made it during the eclipse. I put on Stevie Nicks because obviously, what else? And then I sit with it. And you should too. Feel the shift happening. Sometimes I will write down all the programming I'm releasing, not just about money, but about life. Think of statements that you frequently might tell yourself. Things always fall apart. I don't deserve ease. Success happens for others, not for me. Every time I try, I fail. Does any of those sound familiar? Write them down. Take that paper, burn it, and send that programming back to the void. Why this matters? You may have been doing the work for a year, decluttering, releasing, cutting cords, but how many years have you been programmed? Yes, I know. So you may have been doing this over and over. Mo, how many times am I going to release and deprogram? Well, let me ask you something. How old are you? If you're 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, or like me, 70 plus, that's decades of wiring. So no, this isn't one and done. You may need to do this again and again, and especially over the next 6 months. And how does this connect to the tarot reading? Well, I started with this message of hope because Spirit doesn't lie. The cards showed me that abundance is coming, but then I caught myself because that one question, why do we experience a trickle, revealed the demon I didn't even know was hiding. And that's what we're going to talk about tomorrow in part 2, because you have demons too. And whether you face them or not, they are running the show. And that's all I have for you today. Come back tomorrow for the next part of this message. It's important. Bye now.